Do you have the harmonica?
I have a harmonica.
Can you give me
something sad?
I'd like to do a reading. I'd like to do a reading.
Oh, okay. Well,
from Hunter S. Thompson. I'd like a little accompaniment, if possible.
All right, I'll give you a little bit.
Okay, you hit it. This is from September 12, 2001. Hunter S. Thompson wrote, "The towers are now gone, reduced to bloody rubble, along with all hopes for peace in our time, in the U.S. or any other country. Make no mistake about it, we are at war now with somebody, and we will stay at war with that strange and mysterious enemy for the rest of our lives. It will be a religious war, a sort of Christian jihad fueled by religious hatred and led by merciless fanatics on both sides. It will be guerrilla warfare on a global scale with no front lines and no identifiable enemy. This is going to be an expensive war, and victory is not guaranteed for anyone, and certainly not for a baffled little creep like George W. Bush. All he knows is that his father started a war a long time ago, and that he, the goofy child president, has been chosen by fate and the global oil industry to finish it off." Beautiful.
And there you have it.
And he was so right. And I'd like to welcome Scandinavia once again to the party. Welcome, people. Woohoo! And it's interesting. I know very little about Canada. I think I'm just not qualified at all to say much about it. But we have, of course, the Global Intelligence Network. So many really fantastic notes that came in. And Jay Wall, I really wanted to read his note. He's a Scandinavian, of course. And he says, there's so many, actually now that it's actually quite a long note, but there's so many coincidences, so many things that make so much sense for this to be happening right now. Mainly the resistance that Harper has been facing in the House of Commons over Canada's military involvement in the coalition. They really needed this to kickstart everything, and to have this guy now, be linked to ISIL, recently converted, and the whole thing is just. I got a couple clips.
I have a couple of intro clips.
Okay, good. That's a good idea.
Your little thing.
Yeah.
And let's. There's two of them actually. I have the PBS NewsHour Attack on Canada WTF clip, and then I have the. So short part two of that. Then I have I think the better clip is CBS, the official one, I think, which is more official mouthpiece than ABC, because I think they try harder.
Well, which one do you want me to play?
Well, if we were going to start with PBS Attacking Canada, and then you can play the second part, but you can shorten that if you want to. Here's
Chaos came to the heart of Canada's capital city today. A rare mass shooting left one soldier and a gunman dead and 2 people wounded. It also triggered a day of high drama that included unconfirmed reports of multiple attackers and speculation about whether a terror group was involved.
Mass shooting.
Just for a frame of reference, Brian the Gay Crusader, who lives in Chicago, he said, "I just want you to know that there were more people shot and killed in Chicago the same night than were shot and killed in Ottawa."
Yeah, in a mass shooting.
Yeah, the mass shooting was in Chicago. Zero coverage.
Now, here they go on and on about this thing. Here's part 2 of that clip.
At 9:52 a.m. this morning, the Ottawa Police Service received multiple 911 calls regarding a shooting at the National War Memorial.
Witnesses to that initial incident at the memorial site say a man dressed all in black with a rifle gunned down one of the honor guard. From there, they say, he ran toward the main Parliament building, a short distance away in central Ottawa. Within moments, more shooting erupted. Police and soldiers quickly descended on the building with weapons drawn. Video taken by a Globe and Mail newspaper reporter captured the sound of gunfire echoing down the halls.
I hear this pop, 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 possibly 10 shots, don't really know. Thought it was dynamite or construction rather than anything else.
Shots, everybody out.
Suddenly the security guards come rushing down the hallways, usher us all out to the back of the Parliament buildings.
A cabinet minister said the shooter ran right past a room where Prime Minister Stephen Harper was addressing lawmakers. Harper was hustled away and the building was locked down. Ottawa police confirmed later the gunman was shot and killed, but a search of the area continued through the afternoon.
So they take it to an extreme here with the CBS. And this is, by the way, short. They went on and on with this clip, and I actually started kind of in the middle when they bring on Peter Mansbridge, who is a guy that is beyond me why they haven't brought this. He's the main anchor man for CBC News. And it's always baffled me because Peter Jennings used to be a Canadian, why they haven't brought this guy.
Until he's dead, then he was no longer a Canadian.
Well, that was the end of
Dead Canadian.
But they brought this Peter Mansfield should be one of the anchors on the big three networks, and I don't know why they won't pay him enough money, or he just hates the United States. I don't know what it is, but he is the absolute. He's a Walter Cronkite level of authority. He's great. Mm-hmm. And here's the Scott Pelley talking to him and then discussing some of the crap about this bull crap story.
Into the Parliament buildings and then heading up, was some time before they stopped him.
This is a new kind of event for Canada, and I wonder if you could give us a sense in
the new kind of event.
What's one guy got shot? What's the new kind of event?
These early hours of the
Canada, I hope you see what's happening. It's about time you got some of this medicine, by the way. We have to deal with it all the time down here. This is... It is so obvious that this is a media hype of the situation. Yeah, of course, it sucks. This is, no one wants to get shot while he's standing guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier. It's pretty symbolic, don't you think? But I didn't hear any jihad, no letters, no nothing left around. It's just being
well. CBS changes that narrative.
Oh, thank you.
National mood.
A lot of people, coast to coast to coast, are obviously in shock because of this. We have people crying in the streets on the West Coast, on Vancouver Island, at this news, because it strikes so close to home in the sense of two major national symbols, where something like this has occurred, and people just said, this is Canada. This doesn't happen in Canada. Well, today it happened in Canada, and the consequences going on forward now are still to be determined.
Peter Mansbridge, chief correspondent and anchor of the CBC. Thank you so much.
Hey, man up, Canada.
Really? By the way,
really?
I've never seen Peter Mansbridge used as a correspondent in any U.S. show. I mean, maybe I just missed it.
Oh, yeah,
but it seems to me that this was his audition.
Yeah.
Oh, they were crying in Vancouver. What?
Did it have a lower third? Crying in Vancouver. That's a good report name. Dossier crying in Vancouver. The cougar from Vancouver's crying in Vancouver.
After the attack today, NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, went on a heightened state of alert.
Yeah, because
NORAD went on high alert.
Yes, we could have jihadis, flying jihadis. Those are the same guys who track Santa, I will point out.
We're wasting the taxpayers' money on this bull crap?
And we're on high alert in America. I'm reading right now, Peter King is on CNN. FBI field office is on alert. We're on jihadi alert. This is perfect. We've Ebola, back burner. We've back burnered Ebola. Thank you, Canada, for letting us also make use of this. Because, you're still North America. So if we've got a crazy Islamist bearded Fs shooting up the guards of and national symbols, we must be afraid, people. It would be so easy. We could change all of our lives. It would be so easy. Here's what you do. Do you think every household has a hammer, John? Every house has got to have a hammer, right? Just a hammer.
I would hope.
Just take the hammer. We should have National Hammer Day. And just go smash your television into bits. It could be fun. Have the kids play along.
Watch. Yeah.
Smash.
Smash. I
mean, you'll still have the stuff infiltrating through BuzzFeed and whatever else is out there, but you just got to turn it on. I have a jingle for that somewhere, don't I? I forget where that is. We don't play it enough. Well, fail.
All right, play the rest of this clip and you'll hear some more bull crap.
And since Canada's National War Memorial was a target, security was beefed up at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia.
What?
The cemetery. Protect the dead.
They beefed up Arlington because of this thing in Canada?
Those jihadists are now attacking our dead people. They're killing dead people. Wow, this is a good clip, John. I like it.
Here is what President Obama had to say today.
Now, when the president comes out and says something that it's part of the messaging.
Obviously, we're all shaken by it.
Shaken by it.
We're going to do everything we can to make sure that we're standing side by side.
By the murders in Chicago that take place constantly.
Where he just was. He was just there in Chicago on a little fundraiser.
Yeah, during this difficult time.
Also in Washington, our Homeland Security correspondent Bob Orr is following the investigation.
What?
It's a difficult time?
It's a very difficult time right now, John, because we're all shaken by the script that is unfolding, the narrative, the visuals, the fear, the pornographic fear that is being shoved down our throats, and be afraid. Cower in the corner, shelter in place, be vigilant. You're being played, people. You're being played.
Investigation, Bob, what do you know?
Scott, law enforcement sources tell us there is no intelligence at this point suggesting the shootings today in Ottawa are connected in any way to a broader plot or to any threat against the U.S. homeland.
End of story.
No, that's no good. That's just to make them so they're not culpable. Hey, we said there was no connection. Now, let's go back to the fear.
The FBI and intelligence agencies, of course, are in touch with their Canadian counterparts, and they're all still working to pin down a motive for the shootings. Now, we're told that some of the evidence suggests the attack...
They hate our freedom. They don't need a motive. I can tell you right now, they hate our freedom.
May have some kind of domestic link, but investigators have not ruled out at the same time the real possibility, that the gunman may have been inspired by terrorists. Terror groups have called on sympathizers to attack soldiers, police, and other Western targets, essentially wherever and whenever possible. And in fact, it's already happened. That deliberate hit and run that killed the Canadian soldier near Montreal earlier in the week was clearly a terrorist act carried out by one radicalized man who struck out on behalf of ISIS. With U.S. airstrikes continuing now against Islamic State targets in Iraq and Syria, the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security are out warning local police to be on guard potentially for more retaliatory attacks by lone wolves. Attacks, Scott, that could look very much like what we've already seen in Canada.
Bob Orr in our Washington newsroom.
Yeah, excellent report, guys. Excellent. Good work. Excellent. Not founded in any kind of reality or truth, except for the one line that you had to put in there so we couldn't take your journalist license away. Oh, boy. MSNBC was live on the air when this happened. They, of course, brought in their top team, as usual, to report... Top men to report live on what was going on in Canada.
Chloe, let me go to you first. What's the latest tonight in Iowa?
Well, in Ottawa.
What? Wait a minute. This guy said Iowa?
He said Iowa.
Oh, no.
Listen to it again.
This guy is so stupid. Can you play that again?
It's a beauty.
Chloe, let me go to you first. What's the latest tonight in Iowa?
Okay.
Well, in Ottawa. Well,
for the day.
I think I need to play it one more time before I can award anything. How beautiful is that? I mean, this guy is just he's made to he's made to give me clip of the day time and time again. There's no one to
Chloe, let me go to you first. What's the latest tonight in Iowa?
Well, in Ottawa. Well,
clip of the day.
Yeah. How does that happen? Do you think that someone talk to Chloe, Rev. You got to talk to Chloe about what's going on in Ottawa. Iowa, okay. Ottawa. Iowa, what? It's like the commercial. Do you have fraud protection? Yeah, I have fraud protection. Isn't that guy great?
It's unbelievable. And this is one of their stars at MSNBC.
Top talent.
We
making $1 million plus.
Making $1 million plus, and he's got one of the highest rated shows because they love him. I mean, the audience at MSNBC are extremely stupid, but that's the same way with the other networks too. So I don't know. can't be any much smarter anyplace else, but they don't have a gaffmeister like this guy.
Hey, so Harper's in Parliament right now, and he's like, "We won't run scared. We're not going to let this guy bring us down."
Oh, good. The guy's dead, by the way. They shot him, and they want to know what the motive was. Why don't you capture him alive? Maybe that would help.
Whole thing is so obvious. This is bullcrap, people. Bullcrap. Let me see. I had another email here. Had a lockdown. It was pretty much the same. It was good. I mean, what's not good is it's so easy to dupe Canada. I'm surprised.
What? Well, they're virgins.
Prediction. They're virgins. They're jihadi virgins. Virgins.
I'm trying in Vancouver.
They're virgins to the terrorist game. Oh, man. And Justin Bieber should come out and make a statement. Bieber says we won't back down. That would be great. It could be done. I think it would be appropriate at this point to have the Biebs come out and say something.
Hey, Biebs.
Did you see, man, Canada? Whoo, boy. I'm glad that they are now really a part of North America. The way this caliphate is being picked up and the terror, they are almost as good as we are, except when they do the militaristic stuff at sports games, it's a little cooler because they do it in English and French.
It just sounds like it's a little longer.
It's longer, but it sounds a little more, international. And of course, they got guys in uniforms that are cool, kilts. I like kilts. I think it's a boss ass look. Here's the opening.
Boss ass is what you said?
Boss ass, yes. Boss ass.
A boss ass look.
That's right.
The attacks of this past week have been a shock to the people of Ottawa and all Canadians. Tonight, we have an opportunity to stand united as one.
How good is this voice? Please. How good is this voice?
Yeah, it's great.
United as one.
Les attaques survenues cette semaine ont bouleversé les gens d'Ottawa ainsi que tous les Canadiens, mais elles représentent également une occasion de nous unir. We ask that you please welcome tonight's honored guests. Nous vous demandons d'accueillir chaleureusement les invités d'honneur de ce soir.
Adam Coury and Jean-C. Dvorak.
From Corporal Cirillo's Hamilton-based regiment, the Argyle and Sutherland Highlanders, Master Corporal Michael Ash, and Officer Cadet Samuel Shepard.
Wow. Listen to this. Just listen.
Yeah.
Did you see this? This is the NHL, the hockey game. This is a big stadium, which I guess is...
L'adjudant Vincent, Lieutenant Colonel Ken Brooks, et Adjudant Chef Marc Paquette.
I just want to get it up to...
Joining them is the combined flag party of Canadian Forces members, along with John Sobey, representing Ottawa's first responders who bravely rushed to the scene and who kept our city safe every single day.
Fuck yeah! Woo! Safe! Wow, this is good. Very good, Scandinavia.
Please join us in a moment of silence to honor and remember the victims. Warrant Officer Patrice Vincent, killed in Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, Quebec, and Corporal Nathan Cirillo, who was slain at the War Memorial in Ottawa, and all those affected by these tragedies.
And then they do it in French. And then they do a moment of silence, which is long. It must have been 30, 40 seconds. It was really impressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we're in World War II.